Let's talk about one-shot fleets for meta Showdown, where one-shotting means killing the boss from full HP to 0 HP with one battle without supporting barrages, not a literal one shot deals 2 million damage one-shot. This is one of the endgame content that people optimize for every 3 months. Although one-shotting only saves time and oil and does not give extra rewards, the act of one-shotting is a flex-worthy achievement. The problem I want to discuss today isn't about the fleets themselves, it is about how people present the fleets, or specifically the win rate of the fleet. You often see YouTubers or chefs on Discord or any other social media with their freshly cooked one-shot fleet straight out of the kitchen, and they claim this fleet has P% win rate or is very consistent or whatever. But almost always this reported win rate is overestimated, and it's due to multiple reasons. The most obvious reason is that they have an innate bias for their own fleets. They want other people to use their fleet, so they overestimate the win rate, whether by accident or on purpose. Another reason is that they might have max tech, gear, and O's, whether legitimately on their own account or through a fake account. You have less than them, so of course your win rate will be lower. But these aren't really logical fallacies or statistical errors. The more interesting reason I want to discuss today is called the multiple comparisons fallacy. First, let me give you some context about how a typical chef cooks a meta Showdown fleet. The chef sets up a fleet, tests it for 5 or 10 times, perhaps adjusting some small things here and there. Then he decides that this fleet is not good enough, so he makes another fleet and tests that. And so on until one fleet has a satisfactory win rate and gets shared. Testing is very limited because we can only do 5 full battles per day. For our own summon bosses, we can force close the game before the battle ends, but that doesn't provide information like end screen damage or whether the kill was guaranteed. Certain people can use unsavory methods to obtain unlimited full battles at no oil cost, and they could even have access to the level 15 boss while everyone else is on level 2, but that's outside the scope of this discussion. So what's wrong with this testing method? Nothing's wrong with the testing itself, but the reported win rate is overestimated. They tried multiple fleets sequentially, and there's a chance that each fleet will exceed, say, 80% win rate, even if several fleets have the same true win rate. By not accounting for the fact that they tried several fleets, they overstate the significance of the final fleet, and ignore earlier fleets that may have been just as good, but simply unlucky. In simpler terms, statistically, the best performing fleet may have been due to chance rather than a true effect. So what can we do about this overestimation? Not much, but you as the consumer should take freshly cooked fleets with a spoonful of salt. Play with it yourself. If it doesn't work, then it doesn't work. Some real examples I saw for Taihou META. There are quite a few variants of this Mogador Unzen fleet floating around with different gear and different tech. And some people claimed 9 out of 10 wins, some people claimed 19 out of 20 wins. Well, a few days later they basically magically dropped to 80% to 85%. Here's my own fleet. Because it has Helena and 3 out of 3 scans or 2 out of 3 scans is guaranteed a kill. So this fleet has at the most minimum 64% win rate. But with my high tech and fully oath backline, I also have a chance of killing with 1 out of 3 scans. And that chance is actually pretty good, like 2/3 chance, which brings the theoretical win rate of the fleet up to 85 to 90%, closer to 85% probably. So naturally, this is where you take my claim that it kills on 1 scan with 2/3 chance with a spoonful of salt, and then you can assume that it kills less than that. So basically consider this fleet to be 80% to 85% win rate.